Hi everybody, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a tutorial that's all about that pretty kind of summer makeup. I'm going to be using these kind of shades, really shimmery, peachy kind of vibe, and a nice orangey kind of lip. So just a pretty way to wear your makeup in the daytime. Okay, so before we put on any makeup, we're going to prep our skin. So I'm going to be taking my NARS Luminous Moisture Cream. So you basically want a cream that's going to give you a really nice glow, and it will also help your foundation last longer. So this look really is about the kind of glowing skin and the shimmery eyes. So it's really important that your skin is prepped right. You can use a primer, especially if you have oily skin. So the Smashbox Hydrating Primer is a really nice one to use. We're going to go and do foundation and concealer. So I'm going to be using these, it's one of my favourite foundations at the moment. It's the Smashbox Liquid Halo foundation. The skin looks really natural, it gives that nice dewy finish without it looking too shiny, and it looks amazing in front of the camera. So that's really important. If you're going out and having pictures taken, you're going to look beautiful. So I'm using the number 5. I'm going to pop some onto the back of my hand. And this is the new MAC Oval 6 foundation brush. I have used it in a video before. Love it. It does look a bit weird, but it actually is really amazing, and it gets into all the places that a normal foundation brush wouldn't. So you don't have to swap brushes. It looks like a toothbrush, but the hairs are really soft and it feels amazing on the skin, and it blends and evens out the foundation really well. So remember, out to the ears and down the neck. When you're trying to find the right foundation, don't test it on your hand, test it on the side of your jawline down into your neck, and you want to make sure that it matches the chest area. Okay, now we're going to do some concealing. I am going to be using, so this is from my Pro Kit. You can get individual concealers. This is the MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette. What I like, it has, you know, you've got the correct there if you've got really dark circles under your eyes, and then the different shades of concealer. And actually it's great to have, especially during the different seasons, so you have a dark shade and a lighter shade. So I'm going to take this fibre brush, and I'm just going to work under the eyes. When you're doing your concealer, either fingers or a really soft brush, because it is very sensitive and you don't want it to get red, especially if you're doing makeup on somebody else. You want to be really careful with this area, because some girls can come out in a rash. So makeup application is all about being gentle. And wherever you feel there's redness or you've got pigmentation, you can just take the concealer and just blend it in and have that flawless, seamless finish. So this look, we really want the skin to look amazing. So you just take your time. If you're a mom, you probably don't have the time in the morning, but it's something that maybe you could then do in the weekend and just give yourself a little bit of time. So now for the eyes. Before I apply my eyeshadow, I need to set my eyelids. So I'm going to take just a little bit of the foundation. This is just so that the eyeshadow will stay, because if you just try and apply on its own, it's going to come off very quickly. We're going to go with, this is an Inglot palette. So taking a flat brush, I'm going to go with this kind of shimmery champagne shade. And then I'm just going to work the excess onto my hand. And then I'm just going to push product in using a patting motion. Okay, and then we're going to go into the crease using a blending brush, and I'm going to go with the shade. And then again, work the excess off, and then just go into the crease, and like a window washing action, you just want to go back and forth. Okay, and then I'm going to go in to the corners of my eyes, and I'm just going to take just a matte shade, light shade, also Inglot. And then underneath the eye, I'm going to take the peachy shade again. Just apply a little bit, but not all the way along. I'm just going to do it halfway. Okay, So for the brows, I want to keep it quite natural because it's a pretty look. I don't want it to look too bold. So I'm going to be using my MAC brow pencil in Fling. And then just where I feel that it needs to be filled, I'm just going to lightly apply, working in an upward motion. So really focusing on the middle of the eyebrow. Okay, and then I'm going to finish off with mascara. So I'm using, it's the new Clarins Intense Black that comes out, I think comes out next month. So I'm just going to work in to the root of the lashes. You don't need to apply too much. This look isn't all about crazy thick lashes. Try and keep it as natural as possible. And just wiggle so you're really opening up those lashes. Okay, and now we're going to do the skin. So the skin is really all about that beautiful highlight. I'm not going to do too much contouring. We've got this nice shimmer on the eye, so I want to reflect that also on the cheekbone. So I'm going to be using, it's one of my favorites, the MAC Skin Finish in Lightscapades. And I'm going to take this flat brush. Again, you can use, the good thing with makeup brushes that you don't have to use. So this you can use for the eye, this you can use for your highlighting. So again, it's about being cost effective. I'm just going to take the product, dust any excess off onto my hand, and I'm just going to work it onto the top of my cheekbone and into the temple. The trick is if you can get your skin looking perfect, everything else kind of falls into place. So for me, the highlighting and the contouring is a really important part of getting that process right. And then down the bridge of the nose and on the cupid's bow. And I'm really going to emphasize the lip area, so I'm applying more than I normally would. Okay, and then for the contouring, I'm going to use the NARS Laguna Bronzer, but I'm just going to do a little bit because I don't want it to be too heavy. And I'm going to use this contouring brush. Just take the product, again take any excess off, and just gently apply downward strokes. A little bit into the forehead. And then for the cheeks, I'm going to be using, this is the MAC and Dainty, so it's a little pink shade. And with my blush brush, I'm just going to take a little bit. Now when you're applying blush, don't smile. When you get older, like me, and you apply your blush and you're smiling, when you relax your face, the blush is going to be down here. Because the older you get, your skin starts to sag, and you don't want that. If you're in your 20s or whatever, then you're fine. But so when you're applying it, just look into the mirror, and on the apples, the cheeks, just apply, sweeping upwards. So just give that really nice, healthy glow. So for the lips, we're going to finish off with a nice kind of peachy, orangey shades because it's a pretty summer look. But first, make sure that you hydrate your lips. So I'm using my Carmex. And then what I'm going to do is mix these two lipsticks here, which is the MAC Crosswise and So Sure. And I'm going to take with my fingers, mix it onto the side of my hand, and then I'm just going to push it in so it just gives that more stained effect. Okay. And then to finish off the look, I'm going to set, because a lot of the time when you're in summer it's really hot and you're going to end up looking really shiny. So I'm going to just take this brush and just take the Ben Nye translucent finishing powder, dust off any excess, and then just work it into the T-zone. So here is the finished look, and I really hope you enjoyed the tutorial.